Hi, this is Michelle Robertson, and I'm best known as at Glam City. On Instagram, it's GLAMMCITY, and this is my bouncy blowout. I actually didn't put a lot of product in it, and I didn't give it a lot of curl. I mostly gave it a lot of volume. The hair is cut into layers. I do have a few extensions back there, so it's a tad bit longer than my natural hair. Excuse me. And uh, has movement. It's not stiff, which I don't like stiff blowouts. I did put a little bit of texture spray in it just to give it a little bit of texture. um, and so that's not so shiny. I mean, I do like a shine on the hair when I am doing it on guests. However, sometimes the hair tends to look a little more natural the less product you put on it. Hopefully you can see. And I do have some layers in front. So how I executed this blowout was after I shampooed my hair, I actually ran some product through it while it was wet. Uh, well, actually squeezed out a lot of the water and did like maybe a quarter size of uh, leave-in in my hair, and I did a little blowout spray. Brushed everything through with my wet brush, which I love. This one has sparkles on it, I think. And I round brushed it with a boar bristle brush just to enhance the shine and protect the cuticle. I usually like to use this. Sometimes I'll use a ceramic brush. I'll use two brushes uh, simultaneously, I want to say, just to create texture, create volume, and detangle the hair as I'm blowing it. So how I do my blowouts, I usually try to keep it as simple as possible. After I put product into the hair, I'll section it in maybe 5 sections. The sides, 1, 2, 3. One huge one in the back, 4. And then a large one at the bottom, 5, which sometimes I'll split in 2. So usually what I like to do is section off those sections with clips. Sometimes I'll just like get it out of the way of each other, but usually I like to use clips to keep the sectioning clean, and so that I don't have wet hair on top of dry hair. So I'll do the 2 sections on the sides first. I usually like to finish the blowout in the front so that the guest can see the construction of the blowout and how it's coming along, versus doing the back and they're wondering, well, what's going on back there? I can't see. So I usually like to finish the front first. So I'll start clockwise. I'll do the left side, blow that out. Usually I'll blow that back, and usually I'll pin it if I want to kind of set it to get it out of the way. Usually I'll do that with a duckbill clip, get that out of the way. Then I'll do the top section. Now, if I want more volume, I'll do the top section first, pin that, clip it, secure it, get it out of the way. Then I'll continue with the side sections. Then I'll go to my back section. I'll usually, rough dry it first, rough dry each section before I go into the blowout, or sometimes I'll just rough dry the whole head of hair, depending on the texture, because sometimes if the hair is too textured and you do a lot of rough drying, you'll dry it out and it becomes really frizzy. So I like to sometimes just rough dry each section as I go along. So then I'll do that back section, get that nice and dry, actually blow my roots first, make sure I get those roots really, really dry, and then let the brush travel throughout the hair and, bend and twist, from side to side, so that I make sure that that section is getting completely dry. I'll pin that, and then I'll go to my back sections, and depending on how much volume or curl I want, I'll either let the brush travel with it, or I'll twist it back and forth, create a little curl, hold the heat to it a little longer. After it's dry, I'll hold the brush on just for a few minutes longer so it sets, and then I'll let it go. So that is how I execute my blowout. This one's pretty good. I mean, it has some nice volume to it. And I did manage to get those extension pieces dry pretty well. So there you go. I'll be back.